works on me. I don't know why it is different. All right, we are good to go.
Okay, so we're live now. Should we have an audience? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
17 minutes, we're close to 15.
Hmm.
17 minutes.
No problem. Okay, we are back from recess. We have solved our technology issue, so we are available to have a listening audience. Okay, you have before you a copy of the minutes from August 17th. At this time, we will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So move.
Properly moved and second that the minutes from August 17th be approved. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion carries. Okay, we're down to number 3. Director's information to the board. And I'm going to turn over to the executive director so that we can talk about the storage building update and anything else the director has on this agenda.
Okay, Madam Chair, thank you. The update on the storage facility that we are in is that we have not gotten an extension. We will need to be out by October the 31st. I've scheduled for us to have the alarm systems pulled on a particular day, right at the end, probably Saturday. We're going to give precinct supplies out where, we traditionally give those out on Monday. We're going to have staged precinct officials, precinct supply distribution. They're going to come here on Thursday. They're going to pick up their black rolling bags, the signs, things that don't need to be kept secure. They could leave these things essentially in their cars. And that'll get a fair amount of stuff out, or products and everything, out of our building next door. On Saturday, Friday and Saturday, we will move the ballot bags and notebooks and things from this building and scrunch it some way or another into the Board of Elections office building in Graham. And we will distribute the ballots, the ABC books, all the secure things to the chief judges in one bag sealed up on Monday from the Board of Elections office. So it's not ideal, but it was the only thing I could come up with because we don't have another option at this point. I had to have a plan. So I did put in their letter that they would be paid for an additional pickup. I didn't think it was fair to ask them to come back and pick up. So that's not in our budget, but the county, if we run short in the budget, this was not our fault. So we need to express to the county that, we're short and coughing up. As far as another opportunity for building, they continue to look, the county government continues to look for things. They have not found anything even for us to use as a storage facility without the functionality of working. Just, in other words, somewhere just to cram everything in and look for somewhere to work in as far as going through the supplies that are returned. We don't even have that currently.
A place to put everything after the election's over?
Yeah, on Wednesday. We are homeless beginning on Sunday.
So with these 2 rooms, Where are you gonna put all of this?
I don't know. We have no clue. There is no plan.
So we're getting us through the election itself, but what happens directly after, literally after the election's over,
On Wednesday,
where
when they
those,
pick up supplies.
where everything then comes back to is unknown.
Now, what I have put in my chief judge letter, and I think I mailed you the letter, if you got your email.
Yes.
You saw it was very lengthy because I just had a lot to say and there, I just didn't know how to say it. And I had to be very careful how I said it because I didn't want to seem like we were disgruntled with the county, even though,
It could be interpreted that way.
but, you know, I wanted them to know that they were going to have a different process. So my plan, I'm going to have a plan. So my plan right now is for them to bring the secure stuff back to the Board of Elections and for us to take the non-secure stuff, like the things that they're getting from there, and put it in the annex room. Now, that's just the election day supplies.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do with all that stuff that's in there that's left, that doesn't go to the precincts, the shelving, the desk, the, computers, all that. I don't know where that's going to go. They're still working on that.
But the supplies that the elections workers will have someplace to go, at least, so that they're not left holding election supplies after the election.
Yes. So I'm very anxious about, as every day passes, I get more anxious, and, you know, I'm continually phoning the person who works for the county that's looking for these buildings. They keep throwing out different options. Several different options have been thrown around, but they're not honing in on one particular one. And, you know, we need to start narrowing the tunnel. So, you know, currently they're looking for something that can house the storage, the machines, and the office. You know, I've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. So right now, we're looking for functionality to have somewhere to conduct an election with the knowledge that we're going to turn around and need all of these items in 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
After that November election, we're gonna start December the
6. Yeah.
filing for office
Yeah.
for March. We open early voting in February. So, I'm putting the ball in your court to if you want me to do something different than I'm doing, you want to do something yourself, make contacts yourself, I just want you to know where we are.
And that primary will be a lot bigger of an election than the municipals.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even if we do squeak by, when we do squeak by, the primaries, then we won't be able, that would not be possible.
I mean, if they found somewhere that they thought was suitable for our offices and everything, there would not be enough time to reconstruct the building and get us in that and the storage stuff in that by the time we start with the March election. I don't think county government understands that we think 3 months in advance.
Yeah.
6 months in advance. If we don't start planning for the election 2 weeks, 3 weeks before one-stop early voting starts.
Mhm.
And I say that, but you know, I will back that up with that they support us. You know, this is an unusual situation. If we tell them we need something, you know, traditionally, you know, they've come through for us. It's just the facilities that we have had endless struggles with. And as I was thinking about our struggles, I'm going to give you just a brief background of how we have been moved just during my tenure. For those of you who are familiar, when they built, we were at 206 West Elm Street in that small brick building.
Yeah.
When they built the big courthouse beside of us, they took our equipment then, which was in 1991, I think, They took our equipment then and they sold the courthouse basement as where we were gonna keep our election supplies. So we did that for 2 years. Maybe 3. And then we were moved across the street to the youth service or agriculture building and put down there. And we did that for a few years. And then they moved us out to the old dog pound, to where they had cleared out the dog lot things out there and had, some storage out there. Then they moved us across town behind the Alamance County Hospital to the chiller room. From the chiller room, we went to the new Turntine Street.
Yeah.
So that's just since 1990, how we have moved. So it is not a new struggle. We have Dan's example of telling of a place and then they're saying, well, we can put somebody there, not y'all.
Yeah.
Would it be helpful for one, some, or all of us as members of the Board of Elections to appear at a county commissioners meeting and express and impress upon them our need?
I don't think it would hurt.
Yeah, just say, folks, we're running out of time here. October 30th is not far. We're not gonna have a place to store equipment at all.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't want anything to look compromised.
No, it's got to be secure.
Yeah,
You're
but
right.
it would be good if we do attend, not if, when we do attend the county commissioners meeting. That outline that you just talked about, I'd like to have a copy, and I'd like for each of them to have a copy of that.
You mean where we have been?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like for them to have that, because they need to see. I mean, this isn't the first time we've talked about space. And, it's a last minute thing. It's just like when you told them repeatedly that they were gonna have to buy new equipment. Nobody listened until it became a mandate that they were gonna have to pay for new equipment. You say, but if you didn't wait till the last minute, you had said it over, year after year, because so just as we've been talking about space. So this isn't this is not just this year's, this is not the first time. So, someone should have been helping us. We have a facilities person, I'm talking about the board, the county, so that we could have been looking for space.
I think the good thing is with our county commissioners now is the chairman, I think, has a good understanding of what we're going through as
Oh, yeah.
compared to
Yeah.
maybe another board.
Yeah.
I think.
But we're still
Sure,
in
I'm
a
just
crisis
saying.
situation.
Sure, so, I mean,
If we're being taken care of from the top down, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
sure.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if they're familiar with what the situation is. I guess we need to make them aware.
Well, if we will make them aware and give them that sheet so that they can see. It doesn't make any kind of sense, but, and
Kathy, do you feel like that they don't have an awareness?
The county manager went before them starting in July, which that's still a little late, but asking about purchasing this facility. And then they tabled it saying they wanted to have a committee to look at the facility. And in that time frame
So,
is when the sale happened. So, it's a buyer's market and everybody knew that.
oh, yeah.
And we weren't starting early. We were starting late up to begin with.
We're fortunate that it didn't sell and put us in this situation beforehand.
but when he went,
I think it would be good if the board spoke as a group, but also just, my sense is that they probably already know our situation.
I don't think they know. I don't think anybody understands the severity of it.
Yeah.
Because we make things look so seamless.
Mhm.
But when you don't have a place to bring your equipment on the Wednesday after the Tuesday election, that's,
But the seamlessness will cease.
yeah,
Yeah, but when the county manager started talking about it in July, if we had made a move then, yeah, we.
and it was
would-
recommended by
We
the
would
county
have been in
manager,
the ballpark to own this facility.
as was suggested by the county manager.
Yes,
And I had spoken to at least 3 of the county commissioners on the previous board when we saved, money on our voting equipment purchase. We saved a little less than $1 million. You could feasibly say $1 million on the voting equipment purchase according to what we had originally thought it would be and what they did the loan for. And I told them then, that would be a perfect opportunity to use that money already earmarked for our office to purchase the building. So I've been talking about purchasing the building, not in a formal setting, but as I would run into the commissioners in, at early voting sites, if they come in the office, I always sell our office. And it didn't go anywhere.
Yep.
So I think they're, like you said, I think they knew, but it's just seeing the end result with us not having anywhere now to go.
but to form a committee or whatever they were going to do to investigate, there's an old saying, if you see a snake, kill it. Don't form a snake committee. And, we, you know what I mean? And so what we did is let the snake, we formed a committee. And the snake
Snakes don't want it all.
slipped up on us and got us, is what it did. So,
And Copperhead's crawling right now, all of you.
okay, so when is the next county commissioners meeting?
October the 4th would be my guess because it's the 1st and the 3rd Monday.
Is that a night meeting, Kathy?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not sure if, do you want to get on the agenda or
Mhm.
do you want to be a public speaker?
No, we don't want the 3-minute jive.
You want to? Okay. So I will need to ask them to put us on the agenda.
Mhm.
And by us, I mean y'all, because we're gonna be giving out precinct supplies that morning.
Yeah.
I'll do my very best to come to you.
Okay, so, so are we saying then we will attend, we're gonna try to be on the agenda for the October 4th meeting? Okay, so let's put that on our calendar, October 4th, if they put us on the agenda.
And if something comes up before then,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be thankful.
right.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's only what, 2,
3 weeks.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, if something comes up before then, we'll thank them, but if not, then we're going before them with our ask or, yeah, with a firm ask with the places we've been
Yes, let me bring
and
it up.
all, because no one has moved that often. That's, really.
What time will that meeting be on the 4th?
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think
It's
it's
not,
It's a
there's a
morning
nine, on the 4th, it's 9:30 a.m.
That's what I need, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, that's the morning meeting.
Now, the September 20th, Kathy, there's a 7 p.m. That's two.
Oh, that's right.
That might be a better meeting, that'll give, our county manager time maybe to,
If the agenda hadn't closed, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was looking at things.
Okay. September 20th is the 7th.
And October 4th is the 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 days. We have 6 days, which,
Well,
that's good. I think that's fine.
if we
Doc,
can,
can you mind
Go ahead.
running and calling Lori?
We'll be back on, see you in 2 weeks, so you can get that thing.
yeah,
Madam Chair, I asked Dawn if she would run and call the clerk to the board and ask her if we still have an opportunity to get on the agenda for that day.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty quick.
okay, that sounds good. So if we can get on the agenda for September 20th, we will be at the 7 o'clock meeting. Okay.
The next thing is, the announcement of my retirement. I have prepared a letter for the chair to read to you, and I've prepared each of you a copy. I have also, got going out at 4 o'clock, a copy to the executive director at the state, the county manager, and the board of commissioner chairs. Chair.
Bad news for us, good news for you.
And we're not gonna accept it. You know, just go ahead and take it.
Well, I mean, you can talk me out of it in a minute.
Okay, so this is written to the chair of the Alamance County Board of Elections, and it is CC to each of the members of the board, and also CC to the county manager and the chair of the county commissioners and the executive director of the state board of elections. And it reads, Dear Dr. Yarborough, it is with mixed emotions that I announce my retirement from my position as director of the Alamance County Board of Election, effective December 31st, 2021. With this announcement, I am midway through my 31st year serving at the Board of Elections. I have truly had the honor of living my dream job, and I love my work. My career has afforded me many opportunities for which I am grateful, the most valued of which has been a front row set to history and democracy. Throughout my tenure, I have strived to maintain a goal of being a resolute champion for democracy and to maintain a servant's heart. I have been privileged to have a community that has supported me, as well as unwavering support from dedicated board members, staff members, county and state government, and political party chairs. Through the years, we have worked together for the fair and equal treatment of the voters of Alamance County. Although I am leaving my position as director, I will not be vacating my love of public service or my fight to ensure fair and equal elections. I intend to stay involved and engaged with the citizens of Alamance County with the greatest of respect. Sincerely, Kathy H. Holland, Director, Alamance County Board of Elections. Comments?
Well, I just, Madam Chair, thank you. I'd just like to say thank you, Kathy Holland, for the outstanding work you've done over the years. You have brought the highest degree of professionalism to the Alamance County Board of Elections. Very few, if any, problems over the years in terms of election fairness to the people of this county, and we're going to miss you. And I just thank you for your many years of service. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other comments regarding?
I would like to say that I'm glad that you intend to still stay involved in elections locally, and we'll gladly have your continued contributions there.
If I can come on the board as a new person. Kathy, you've been very welcoming and very supportive, and have guided me in a way that has increased my confidence and my commitment. So I want to thank you for that.
Brian?
You know, I came in on a weird time here too, and there was obviously some things that, you know, when I initially took this board, that kind of had me second guessing my decision whether I wanted to be on it or not. But you always helped me through this process, and have been more than accommodating with my schedule, and I'll always appreciate that.
Okay. I want to say that I think I have worked with Kathy over the years in some capacity or another. Thank you very much. I could always call the Board of Elections and with questions from whatever organization I was representing at that time. You're always polite and very, very welcoming and helpful, and I certainly appreciate that. And I want to say that I know we will accept this retirement from you. However, I am going to say, I think on behalf of the board, we will accept this retirement with mixed emotions, and that at any time between now and December 31st, should something change, we will be willing to accept that as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I think on behalf of the entire board, I can say, if something changes and you just say, I really have to see them through the next election, we will be more than welcoming to amend this date.
I think I speak for everybody too when I say we have the utmost confidence in the staff that you've built here. And
Oh, yes.
even though you've been a great leader here, we're also glad to have everyone else that's the team that you've assembled, and that gives us great confidence.
Well, you couldn't have better than that.
Absolutely.
Fight anybody for them. And I did have a typographical error in that. I'm sorry. It's a front row seat to democracy, because I feel like if anybody is involved in democracy, it is the Board of Elections, yourself included.
Yeah.
We see the good, the bad, the ugly, and we see the positive in people, and that's all we can look at. We can't look at the negative, even though there's negative, and we hear it from, I know you hear it from your political party sides. You know, we hear it from the public and the political parties, but in our positions, we have to look at the positives and believe that we're doing what we're doing to help democracy, and that we're doing the right thing.
So, so are you ready at this time? Are you going to make this public?
Yes. Yes.
Well, yeah, if somebody's on, they know it.
Somebody else.
Catch up to that now.
Do we ever have anybody else?
We did right at the beginning. I think they were making sure that we didn't skip out on having the meeting,
Mhm.
and they left. But
Maybe they couldn't stay, they'll come back later.
there you go. We currently have no one, but that's okay, because we do have people who watch it out.
Absolutely,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Thank you, Kathy.
Well, I thank y'all. I do appreciate you, Joe.
And I'm sure we will be calling you, don't worry.
I will welcome them.
Okay, now we are down to number 4, approval of absentee ballot applications.
Okay, I've mailed out to date 60 military and overseas, but they were ones that requested them from last year, so they automatically went out, when we started mailing the ballots out. None of those have been returned yet. I've mailed out to date 37 civilian absentees for Burlington, and we've received 2 back that need your approval.
As you do that,
And I think they've changed the labels now up here. It looks like this is where y'all will.
as you do that, I'd like to mention that I've been struggling kind of with what our schedule is going to be as far as running the ballots, you know, how we ran them. I don't see any need to run 2 ballots. I mean, the sticks cost too much for that. I'm thinking that we will probably try to run them on the 28th if we have enough. If we don't, we can wait and run them on election day.
Mm.
But, I kind of like to do it a little bit ahead of time to make sure that it's working properly. That'd just be 2 sticks. But I anticipate that we will do as much from here as long as we can from here. Even election day, we could work out of here until the nighttime.
And what was your question about these?
I don't have, they're for y'all to approve. Oh, you know what?
What?
We usually print
That sheet.
that sheet, and I
Yeah.
just brought you that because it wasn't but two. Just,
Well,
I tell you what,
Which I
just
think is fine.
initial, date and initial is all you have to do.
You know, we're used to 10,000, we're not used to 2.
I know,
Yeah, I'm
exactly.
saying, well, we normally would do something
Yeah,
else.
that's
and,
crazy.
So I see it, so where am I gonna put, okay.
That's, you know, then they would spot check some.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably the ones to
You're-
spot check.
You're spot checking them.
Is there any drawback to not going ahead and, like, say, for instance, if somebody called in and wanted to know if their ballot had been received? I'm sure you can just
I
look
can
at
tell
two.
it's been received. Yeah, I mean, it's
It'll go, it's on the scan, they doesn't show up like this.
not, remember, it doesn't, they can't look and see if their ballot's been counted until after we finalize the election.
Yeah. But you can tell them if they call in, you can tell them.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know.
We're just approving the receipt of
No, they
those.
can go on, see if they can, if they track their
Track the
ballot, they can see if we received it. They won't
Received,
know
that's
if
right,
it's been
received, right.
counted.
Receipt.
Yeah.
I did have.
And that will happen, the notice that when they check, if they track their ballot and see
They
that
have
it's
to.
received, that can that happen before the ballot's counted? Okay.
Yes, they're just tracking to see if we received it. It won't tell them if we counted it or anything. That's by those codes that's.
Well, if it's not counted, Dawn has to contact
Yeah.
them, so they'll know if it's not counted. It's something.
Right.
Yeah,
What do you call, what?
I'm sorry, I
how
can
do
tell. What I said, yeah,
you say it?
yeah, I put the date on there.
A cure, if it needs a cure, Dawn will contact them, so they're gonna know.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
These
there's
little
something
barcodes
that
right
will be
here is
counted.
what the post office,
Uh-huh.
and it's the ballot tracks, that's what, they added those last year
Yeah.
for,
Mhm.
so they'll, know that it's been delivered, but that's all they'll know.
It's just Dorothy initial. Okay.
No,
Sorry. Like I said, I just, it
Yeah.
was two of them, and I just, it looked like. Y'all used to the sheet.
yes,
The packet, she,
right.
You need a pen?
There you go.
While you're passing that out, Dawn, did you get, were we able to get it on the agenda?
I had to leave a message
Oh,
with
okay.
Tori, and then I called Jeanette and told her to keep trying and to text me if she got in touch with Tori.
Oh, okay.
That's right here.
Yes, that's fine.
You keep that little,
Oh.
yeah, there's a whole box over on the table.
Do this one second.
There you go.
No more than you have.
yeah, you can just bring them when you have it in a box. You know, the bag, a secure bag.
Okay, we are down to number 5, approval of the chief judge, judge appointments and replacements, and you have a copy of that information before you. We'll entertain a motion to approve, and and then have any discussion that
So moved.
might become necessary.
Second.
Properly moved and second that we approve, the, chief judge and judge appointments, and replacements. Any discussion? Kathy, any discussion from the executive director?
The only thing is these are people that have, some of them have come in, were appointed, and then they turned down the appointment. Some of them are replacements that Jeanette didn't have when you made the initial appointments, and she's
Right.
continued to send the certificates. So that's that.
Okay. Any discussion from any of you? Okay, we have a motion and it's been second. With no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion carries. And we will sign and give it back to the executive director. Is there any other business to come before us at this time?
Unless the members have something, I'd like to mention that Jeanette, the one that does your, her last day will be October the 28th. September the 28th, September the 28th. I'm looking at September the 28th. We, will be doing just the little office staff. We're gonna be doing a dinner for her. We're gonna do it, at my church and, because we'll have a little bit more room. And we're gonna do that next week. And I'm gonna send you a email that if you want to write a card to her or an email to her, we will have the thing too.
Okay.
That's gonna be a surprise. And if you would like to make a donation for the dinner, we'll accept that too. Because, the county gives, what is it? $100. And, so I think there's 10 of us, so we'll make it work. But, if you look to make any kind of donation, that'd be appreciated too.
Okay.
But please make sure that you, mention to her and say something to her.
Yeah. So,
Before Georgie, and before she leaves, take that opportunity.
You'll send an email. Thank you.
We're gonna miss her. She does, she's
Oh, yeah.
excellent with these precinct officials. She can find people. She's so good at it.
yeah.
Her process of going through the assistants that have worked and looking for the ones that have worked consistently and they've had successful careers as assistants. She'll call them. She stays on the phone a lot, very personable on the phone, talking to people. So we are going to miss her.
Absolutely. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind and look for the email,
I'll send it when I get back to you.
from you as a reminder. And, the board can decide what we'd like to do. So if you have a recommendation, let me know. I'm sure we do want to get a card or something. Yeah, and if you want to contribute, we could also give her something in the card and then make a contribution. Whatever you all would like to do, just let me know. Okay. Is there any other business to come before the board at this time? And as soon as we hear from Tori at the county commissioner's office as to whether or not we can be on the agenda on September 20th, we'll let everyone know. And don't forget, we'd like that everywhere we've been, including the dog pound.
I absolutely have that.
And so that we can have that for the board meeting. Hopefully, we can get on the September 20th agenda. Okay? If there is no other business to come before us, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Properly moved to second, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We will see y'all next Tuesday.
Yes, next Tuesday, 3 o'clock.
So now